get around each other. Dude. Don't make this complicated. Come on, Leela. Woo. All right, let me stop that before they flag my joint. Good morning, and that was the lovely, outstanding Leela James. It's complicated. Let's not make this complicated, but that's Leela James complicated. Good morning. I am Keith K.L. Belvin. I pray everything is well with you. Let me back this up. I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, author, and educator, and I am on every Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 o'clock, to just try to bring a little something to your day, give you a little something to think about, and to enjoy ourselves. I am so blessed to be alive today because I think some of us overlooked that part. You got up this morning. That is a blessing. So again, here we go. I want you to like this. I want you to share this, and I want you to, let's see. Today's hump day, so we're going to tag 3 people. Like this, share this, and tag 3 people, because we're talking toxic, how toxic relationships have become money makers. And so I'm not going to be that long before you. Okay? So make sure that you tag somebody, and you might want to tag somebody that's in a toxic relationship. Don't tell them though, because then you might create a problem for you. But anyway, and as we go forward, let me give a shout out to the sponsor, Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen. Shout out to Chef Danielle, BK Chef Danielle on Instagram, at Ethel and Annie Mae's Soul Food on Instagram. And she is the owner, operator of this wonderful place, 497 Albany Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, right there on the corner. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm so glad that I had the chance to have the food myself. Now, I know Chef, and I have been telling you for a minute to go get her food. But I wanted to make sure that I stopped by because I wanted to make sure that I was being who I said I was going to be, and that means I'm going to support those that support me. But at the same time, I wanted to taste the food myself. And let me tell you something, that shrimp po' boy and that chipotle aioli that you put on it, yes. And Tiff had shrimp deviled eggs and crab and lobster mac and cheese. And I think here's the thing. And again, I'm glad when I get to experience myself, I now can speak directly from experience. I knew Chef's food. I had never been to her establishment. That's why I said I was going to stop by. One, where it is on the corner is a good spot, right? But it's just the fact that it's that small eatery bistro. You see it in other parts of Brooklyn. You guys know if you've been on Fifth Avenue and in other parts. And I guess that's over Washington Avenue near the park. Those little small restaurants there between there and what will be the back of the Barclays Center. And if you guys have been in Manhattan, anywhere in southern Manhattan and lower Manhattan with the restaurants who have the chairs outside. So she has a chair and a table outside where she was sitting when we showed up. But she also has a private area that is fenced in, and it's secluded because she has the grass. It's like a fake grass that goes around, but it's wonderful, and it's neatly designed. And inside, it's nice and small. It's grassed in also. It's done right. And another thing that's beautiful about it is it's not big, but it's not small. It's perfect just to sit down if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're just having a conversation over food and you don't want to be bothered by everybody passing by, looking at you, watching you eat. Another thing too is she has glass that you can see them preparing your food. No hidden, no you order and they disappear and come back, here's your food. You see. Everybody was neat. Everybody was pleasant. Big menu up that you can see it, as well as the outside menu showing the specials out on the street. I love that. And then she took the board that the Asian restaurants normally have and added her dishes there. And so you can see them. And to me, you can tell that everything about what Chef has put into place screams, I ain't hiding. This is what I do. And then to have the food taste good on top of that. Thumbs up, Chef. I loved it. and I got to see the bench. And here's the thing, the bench is a regular bench. The reason why I talk about it is because if you go and look at her pictures, the number of elders, when she puts that bench out, the number of elders who sit down on that bench, sometimes just to rest, they leave something in terms of knowledge. And anytime you can get next to somebody older than you and they can impart something to you, I believe it's the ancestors pouring through them who will be on that side soon to us who are still here. That's why young folks watching this, listen to me. Get next to somebody older. Sit at their feet, as they say. Let them pour into you, because the way this works, I believe God allows those before us to leave something for us. And then if we can pass it on to our children, we're doing pretty good. So shout out to Chef Danielle, owner and operator of Ethel Annie Mae's Soul Food Kitchen, 497 Albany Avenue. Got a chance to support. I'm going to support those that support me. Plus, I have watched Chef Danielle go from selling out of her house to owning her own establishment. I will always support somebody who's doing that. Plus, the food is working, so I cannot complain with that right there. Hey, Tiff, how you doing? And so she's grinding, and she's a sponsor of mine. Yes, a sponsor. Yes, she supports what I do. Not only purchasing my books, she's actually a sponsor of what I do. So she is a sponsor of this show right here. So see, so there you go. This is how we keep the money in house. Okay, so today, well, one more announcement. Tomorrow night, 8:30 via Zoom. I will post it in the group and I'll post it on Instagram. I'm having a cover reveal of my new book, not new, the second edition of From Gigolo to Jesus. There's a cover right back there. That's the old cover, but of the award-winning book From Gigolo to Jesus. But I am doing a cover reveal because I am re-releasing From Gigolo to Jesus next year. But this time there will be other things connected to it. There will be a course connected to it. Yes. As well as there will be a private area for you who enjoy the book to come, and if you want to connect with other folks. And I will be speaking on various subjects in the book that deal with personal and spiritual transformation. So there's a whole different platform connected to the book. That is why I'm doing the second edition. What's going on, Andrew? Hey, Tiff. And so the reason why is because I told you I am not muting myself for no one. But not only am I back to what I'm doing in terms of writing, I'm also speaking. I actually have a couple of speaking engagements, and I'm also teaching. And so, as I said before, I don't work for anybody. I work for myself. But what I had found that I was doing was I didn't exercise all of the talents that I have. So I have a business coach. Yes. I have a literary coach. Yes. Even though I've been in the business since 2007. A literary coach helps me, oh my God. And now the clients that I used to work with, I will go back and get them and introduce them to new ways to do things. You never stop growing. So that's what I'm doing. So tomorrow night, I will post a Zoom link and you can come. And the reason why it's not just for the cover reveal, it is my 14th wedding anniversary as well. So you get to come and say what's up to Tiff and I and wish us a happy anniversary. So tomorrow night, 8:30, we'll probably be on for about a half an hour, maybe longer. We're going to jump on, have an anniversary party and a cover reveal. So you'll get to see the new cover of my book and you'll get to give me your thoughts, as well as come hang out with Tiff and I for our anniversary. 14 years. We've been together 21 years, and you'll get to hang out with us. Okay, so let's talk about how toxic relationships, and this is a shout out to you, Brother Andrew, because we were talking about this, and I saw that video that I posted earlier in my group. And if you're not in the Unapologetically Keep group, that's my group, free group, ain't charging for that. Come in and hang out with us. We talk about everything. And on Friday nights from 9:30 until whatever time we go to bed, we have just an open forum where you can bring any questions that you want, or I have subjects that I bring to the table. And we have true adult conversation respectfully. Everybody's opinion, viewpoint is respected. We don't throw shots and all that foolishness at each other. We are adults. We don't have to do that. Plus, I'm moderating the room. I'm not allowing that to happen in my space anyway. So it's not going to happen. So Unapologetically Keep every Friday from 9:30 p.m. to 11, 12, 1 o'clock, whatever. Some nights we've been on as late as 1:30, 2 o'clock. But Monday through Friday, a plethora of different subjects are posted by members of the group, and conversations are there and to be had because we have thoughts and we have feelings. And shout out to Brother Andrew Paul, who's watching. He brought up about toxic. He brought up about toxic relationship and narcissism. Now that is growing because it is something that I'm dealing with as a counselor. And oh, I almost forgot. Speaking of that, real quick tangent. I have just signed my third church. So I have 3 churches now that I'm connected to that I'm building mental health ministries. So a church out of Alabama. So shout out to Alabama for coming through. I'll make the official announcement later on. So that's 3 churches. I have one here in Delaware, one in Maryland, and one now in Alabama that I'm building these mental health ministries. So I'm about to add to my team of mental health counselors. I have about 5 right now that I'm actually going to disperse in different places. So we're going to look to add 2 or 3 more as we go along. So I'm building that as well. I'm not playing. I told you, I didn't just stop writing books for no reason. I didn't start the second business for no reason. And here's a little thing. I got the third business on hold. Braven Media is about to start. I already had the logo 4 years ago. No, 3 years ago. I got the logo for Braven Media, Braven Consultant, and Braven Publishing back there. So I had 3 pillars to what I was trying to do, but I had to do them in order. So Braven Media is coming, and I already have the logo for it. Anyway, okay. So toxic relationships have become moneymakers. Here's why. And it's real simple. We have in this society now, because of social media and because of the way television is scripted, we have started to now take pain and the use of pain and turn it into ways of making money, because what we do is we allow ourselves to enjoy watching others who are toxic. We have we have been enhanced and drugged out on watching toxic behavior, so much so that it is starting to become the mainstay, and it has now started to make money. And anytime something makes money, people gravitate to it. That is an issue. And that is a problem. Yeah, bro, I responded to you. I put the video there, what we were talking about. And what I'm noticing now is that social media has created this problem, because now all of this behavior and all of these behaviors have a home. Now, rock out with me and I'll walk you through what I'm talking about. If you go back to Hot Ghetto Mess, a site created to show pictures of people who were basically a mess, people who were dressed, quote unquote, funny. And we started to attach that to, what do you think, people of color? Because we have already took the term ghetto and made it a color, even though ghetto is an actual area. But we attached it to color because that's what we allowed to happen. Not so much us, but many of us of color have adapted that. So when you say ghetto, you automatically think black. But a ghetto, there were Spanish ghettos, there were Italian ghettos, there were Irish ghettos, there were Asian ghettos. And you look up the definition of ghetto, you will see it's not color. But we've allowed that to be attached. So now we have Hot Ghetto Mess. You guys remember it. Now, here's the reason why I have such an issue with Hot Ghetto Mess, is that website destroyed a friend of mine of size. She was at a big girl event. I was at that party in Virginia, 2004. And she had on a SpongeBob pajama set. Big girl. And so she has a big body and a large fupa. And the position that she was in when she took the picture was compromising. Many of you have seen the picture. I'm not going to go into details of it. You've seen it. I know you've seen it because it went viral 4 or 5 times over. I'm in that picture, but not in the picture. I'm right off to the side because I was dancing right near her when she took that picture. Because I don't remember her looking silly as the picture made it seem, but it caught her in a position where, when you take a picture and your face is moving, and you even see it on some of the thumbnails when you do these videos. Well, they then took that picture, put it out on the website, it goes viral. But they never stopped and considered the mental state of the woman that they took the picture of. And she was already struggling with her size. That picture made it worse. Because now everywhere she went, people were remembering and identifying her And we're calling her out on that, and people are cruel because they don't understand. And that toxicity becomes funny, but at what expense? But nothing was done to stop it. Why? Because then what was given birth to from Hot Ghetto Mess? World Star Hip Hop. Now, because high speed internet and the technology gets better, pictures. Now, all of us old heads who were on Yahoo, remember, it take you like a minute and a half to get a dirty picture. It takes you a whole minute and a half to get a dirty picture. And if it was the wrong picture, now I got to download it again. Well, because the technology got better, and all my AOL folks remember that beeping and everything else are trying to get online. Now videos pop up. Now we have World Star Hip Hop. And what does World Star Hip Hop cater to? All of the negativity that goes on basically in poor black communities and poor white communities. But the white side of it is not highlighted as much. But there was a lot of white folks and stupid fights and everything else like that. But it was more centered on the violence, because we even came up with a term, World Star, when a fight was happening. And then couple that with movies like Fridays, which I like, and Chris Tucker saying, you got knocked out. Take what we've seen in the movies, give it a platform on the internet, and now give birth to everybody having a cell phone for social media. You now have the workings, the inner workings of birthing toxic relationships and narcissism, because you now have a platform for it to be funneled through. Now, every person who has some emotional issues or has some problems now goes right to social media and puts it out there. And you're going to have somebody respond. See, that's the danger of social media, is that no matter what time you get on, somebody is on. And the sad thing is, people are turning to people on social media with issues that they should never talk to. Now, is there a plus side? Yes. Are there some great people that you're going to meet? Yes. Is it a great way to connect with folks that you may not have never met before? Of course. I'm doing business on it. We're talking right now. I'm in one place and you're in another place. But when you look at true toxic relationships, when you look at relationships that are just nasty and negative, social media breathes death into that. Then when you look at narcissism, well, we know that a narcissist, a super narcissist like Donald Trump, right? He's a super narcissist. Look it up. Look what a super narcissist is. You give him social media where he can speak directly to people that vibe on what he is. Of course, he became the king of Twitter. Because once you take a filter off of like concern, once you remove shame, see, he had no shame because a narcissist doesn't care. A true narcissist only cares about themselves. They will look at themselves in the mirror as people going over the cliff. A true narcissist does not care. And then when you are a super narcissist, oh, if it's not about you, the world doesn't spin. Now you take that, add it to a toxic relationship or somebody else who's toxic, you have the weapons of destruction, mass destruction. Now, let me look at my people. We already had issues with how to deal with each other. We already had issues on how we behave, much of it stemming from slavery and much of it self-induced. And now you give all us fools cameras. And we got folks who should never be on social media, but you know what? There's no stopping them. And then they want to put their relationship on. I posted a video, Brother Andrew had put something up. In the video, she's screaming at him, hey, Nissa. She's screaming at him. He's screaming at her. But it's not that they're screaming. It's what they're screaming. You effing cheated, you F boy, and just a whole lot of foul language. He's laughing by staring in the camera. Yo, but you cheated too. And if you listen to it, and this is something that I've had to do when I was in the classroom, and I do now when I'm working with other people as a counselor, I look at body language, I listen to the words you use, and I watch the conversation go back and forth. Because then my question to both of them is that if you're so angry and nasty and negative to each other, why are you with each other? See, that's the toxicity. That these same two folks, and all of us have seen it, these same two folks who are literally just crapping vile language out of their mouths towards each other. But it goes on for a minimum of 8 minutes in the video I saw. And then the brother that comes in at the end of the video says, this continued on. He pulled out a gun and she said she shot him. So how does something get to that level? You know why? Because when they were younger, no one stepped in. The whole time he's talking, he never looks at her. You know who he's looking at? He's looking at you in the camera. Because he's digging himself. See, this right here is a narcissist's dream. See, right now I see me. I don't see you guys. I'm looking actually over it on my computer so I can see who's responding. Broken people finds broken people. Very true. Hurt people. We know that, right, Andrew? But abused people abuse people. So you're 100%, bro. So here's the thing. So I'm looking at me, right? This is why it's a narcissist's dream. Now, Andrew's comment just came up. Nissa's comment just came up. Tiffany's comment just came up. And so with that being the case, I now get to see the comments, but I'm looking at myself. That's a narcissist's dream. I get to watch myself talk. And then I get to see that people are responding. Oh my God, a super narcissist is drugged out on that. They're responding to me. And if you listen to her, why are you listen? And she's actually, and if you listen to broken people, they'll literally explain to you. They'll explain their brokenness. All you gotta do is listen. She goes, why you gotta go live though? You trying to get your little fans up. You trying to get people to just listen to you, to watch you, because you ain't S. You, all this, but she's telling the truth. Why are you on live? And he's talking about he was cheated on. And she said, well, if you cheated on him with this dude 5 times, you must love him because you cheated on him. And it was just stupid logic. And that's another thing with toxic people. They create a logic that makes their behavior make sense to them. Don't get at me. I didn't write it. I just study it so I can help people. And then they find, just like this Andrew said, they find other people who rock with that. And most times they're broken people too. And then they get together and they have children in that environment and they bring those children through that environment. And then the children have to come to school and deal with me. And they don't understand when I say sit down, why they have to sit down. So they push back and fight. And then they want to bring up one of these toxic parents to want to come and check me. If you don't sit your down, you know the word that's before that, and we're going to have a conversation, that's fine. But guys, the reason why this has made money is because, like anything else, pain always is profitable. There is always money in pain. Always. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you live in the world. There is always pain. There's always profit in pain. Somebody will always make money off the pain of other people because other people will pay for it. It's why when there's an accident, traffic slows down. Everybody wants to see. Now, some of us don't want to see a dead body, but it's called rubbernecking. Everybody wants to see what's going on. Oh my God, because pain. And now we've gotten to the point that when people are in pain, we don't go to help first. You know what we do? We pull out our phone or we pull out our tablet. Yo, she about to get run over by that car. But we don't offer no help. Yo, he about to punch her in the face. But we don't offer no help. Yo, she out here buck naked, running up and down the block. No one actually offers any help. Yo, look at this little kid here. Yo, it's funny. Look how he dances. Look how she dances like a grown woman. Nobody offers any help. Because the toxicity, now if I can get that viral video, I can make money. If I can catch something on film, I can get paid for it. And then, of course, from World Star Hip Hop, it gives birth to reality TV. That's not reality. Now, I don't know who needed to hear this today. And I don't know who's watching this. I might go a little bit longer than 10 o'clock. And if you're in a toxic relationship, or you are with somebody who just social media seems to pump a negative life into your relationship, reach out. Let's talk. I do couples counseling and I do work with single females. I don't work with men as much because a lot of them bring a whole lot of ego to the table and they don't want to listen. So I'm not wasting my time. Now, some of the men that come to me, the ones that actually come and listen, are doing better. But the ones who want to come and debate, bruh, you're not going to pay me to debate with you. I will just listen, wait till the time is up, and then let you go and then say we can't work. But I found working with single women and working with couples has actually opened the door for the men that come because now they come with a better understanding. So we'll see. But if this applies to you, reach out. Let's talk. I would love to get on a call with you. I would love to be able to help you out. All right, because this is what I do. But as I was saying, is so once we have World Star Hip Hop, we give birth to reality TV because somebody capitalized on the idea that you can make money with this technology. And then reality TV started with the let's just look in. We've seen it with the MTV, what's the name? I forgot the name of the. If you one of you guys in the group, what was the MTV show with the 7 people in the house or whatever in New York? What was that with Kevin Powell and what's my girl the rapper's name? But if y'all remember it, was MTV's or whatever. I forgot the foolishness. If y'all remember, put it in the chat for me. I'll see it now because I hate when I can't remember. So I'm getting older now. And so we go from that to realizing that violence is even more profitable. So we start creating weirdo things like Flavor and Love. It's like Big Brother. Yeah, like Big Brother too. Big Brother came after. The one I'm talking about is MTV, Andrew, is the one where they had all of them in the house. They came from different backgrounds. They put them all in the house in New York. Real World. There we go. Thank you, Nissa. I knew somebody knew. Thank you, Nissa. Love you, darling. Real World. And Real World gave birth to Let's See What Happens by sticking cameras in. Big Brother became another one. So all of a sudden, violence, they started realizing that, you know what, these people are really tuning in for this. Let's go one step further. So now we added violence to the mix. And the reason why you started to see that, and I'm going to tell you why. Real World Season 2. Hey Joseph, Real World Season 2, when the comedian, well, it was 2. It was Puck, who was just real super defiant, real nasty, negative. People responded to him. They liked his defiant, I don't care behavior, attitude, his I don't give a F attitude. Then the next year when they had to do the black comedian, it might even been the same season, what's the name said she felt uncomfortable. They voted him off. But here's what started to happen. People liked the violence. All of a sudden we got Survivor. We got The Biggest Loser. We got Real World. We got everything starts to show. All of a sudden now, Flavor Love, let's get weird with it. Let's take a real unattractive man, put him in a situation with somewhat attractive women, and let's have them all vying for his love, and let's see. Well, it's a hit. People like seeing sexy women with unattractive men because men like that. Men like the dream that they could be in a room with all these different women. And then this gives birth to the other foolishness that's out there. Now we have Basketball Wives, we have Love and Hip Hop, we have Love and Hip Hop Africa, Love and Hip Hop Alaska, Love and Hip Hop the Atlantic Ocean. We now have everything that you can think of. And now we got fake reality TV of doctors who got issues. You making 80, 90, 100, $200,000. You really got issues, but we want to see it. And even though we know it's scripted, folks still watch it. And then here's the caveat, and this is the beautiful thing. They watch it and bring it where? Right back to here. Right back to social media. And all of a sudden, the views go off the chart. Money is being made hand over fist. Zuckerberg is worth $30 billion on something that he created just to rate women on. Because all of a sudden, social media blows up. And the technology can't keep up fast enough to be able to give folks avenues to spread this toxic and narcissistic behavior. Snapchat becomes a thing. Instagram becomes a thing. Twitter blows up, and all of them are vying for the same thing. Periscope finds a niche, and all of a sudden, live videos are the thing. Periscope opened up the door to live videos. Now I can sit and talk like this, and you can be there, and we're talking live. Oh, it's a thing. And Zuckerberg was like, hold up, because he tried to buy Snapchat, didn't work. So you know what? I know what I'm going to do. So now we have Facebook Live, and we actually have Reels on Instagram. Now Zuckerberg owns Instagram too. So he destroys Periscope, no longer a thing, because now Facebook has that too. But now look at all, and now we have TikTok out of China. Ways for us to stay in connection with each other, but more ways to promote the toxicity. So the question is the tool dangerous or the people using it? I'll always say the people, because there's benefits to TikTok, wonderful ways that some people are making money and not having to work for somebody because of their talents, exposing people to things that they may have never seen. That's a wonderful thing. Facebook, wonderful thing when used correctly. Instagram, Twitter, all social media outlets are fine. People are the problem, because no one is dealing with the toxic behaviors. No one is dealing with the narcissistic behaviors. I am working with churches now to be able to pay the bills to get the people the help that they need because they can't get it. And then when you mention counseling, nobody wants to go, especially folks of color. And here's the sad part. Let me be very, very real with you, okay? I have a very diverse clientele because I'm here in Delaware. I have white clients and I have black clients. I have white families and I have black families. Right now, my couples, oh no, I have white couples and I have black couples. I have a diverse background. Here's what I have found, and it's sad. Many, not gonna say all, many of my clients who are white absorb counseling and see it as a way to get better. Some, more than I would like to see of my clients who are of color, will continue to try to resist the change necessary. So I have to try to work a little harder to get them to embrace it. The ones who have embraced it, I see the same outcomes that I see with my white clients. But some of my clients of color are so hurt that they don't even know how to let the healing happen because they embrace the hurt like it's a coat. And I'm here for it. I'm here to dig in to help. This is why I've started to reach out to churches, because many of us of color go to churches on a regular basis in large numbers. I need to be where the people are, so that's why I'm eliciting the help of churches. But overall, my people of color don't respond to counseling. So where do we get the help when we're dealing with toxic situations? Well, that's why, one, I created Unapologetically Keith. That's the group. And guys, if you want to join, just hit my inbox and say, yo, Keith, I want to join. Because I figured if I can have a place where adults can have good conversations without it spiraling down to toxic situations, I don't allow that. Your opinion is allowed. Your thoughts are allowed. We're going to have a discussion, not an argument. Now, I'm not going to tell you got to agree with anybody. Not at all. We've had polygamists. We've had swingers. We've had atheists. We've had everybody in the group. And you know what? They all got a home with me. I don't care if you want to be with multiple men. I don't care if you want to be with multiple women. I don't care if you don't believe in God. That's fine, as long as you're respectful to somebody else who doesn't rock with you, or they're respectful to you. That's it. Because I want to see in the group what I would want to see in the world. I also have a Bible study group, just so folks who may not have the time can at least find somewhere where if they need prayer, somebody can offer it to them. And one of the things that I'm developing with my writing and with this and everything else is I'm creating the things that I want to try to see in the world. I am, like Gandhi said, be the light you want to see in the world. I'm trying to do that. But I am telling you, it is a problem, because now that money is being made, people are gravitating to people who are promoting toxic behaviors. So much so that the folks, when you try to reach out to them, they fight you. I'll give you a perfect example. And I hate to bring up other people's names, but I'll do it. Take Kevin Samuels, right? I don't have a problem with Brother Kevin Samuels making his money. I have a problem with how Brother Kevin Samuels makes his money. When you attack women of color and make them feel, or attempt to make them feel lesser because it makes you better, I got a problem with that. Because I've listened to the brother, and I always make sure I go and hear for myself instead of third party. And here's the crazy part, right? He knows that if he just leaves the light on and the door open, hurt people will come to him. And he's not helping them, he's hurting them. You have a lot of broken sisters who reach out to him to try to make it make sense. And he sets them up every time. I'll give you an example. One, he's cold. Now he says, I only give back the energy that is given to me. No, that's a good trick, brother. And a lot of people watch and fall for that trick. Give you an example. You see my body language change? Now, I didn't say anything, but I've removed emotion. And when a person comes on, the minute they start to, he cuts them off. How old are you? Again, I've made it stoic. I'm letting you know I'm in control. Now, this is how narcissists move. Pay attention to it. And they get to talking. He says, okay, what do you have to answer to the subject today? I'm going to keep you on task. How old are you? Okay. You married? And watch him. He'll always ask how old. He wants to know your status. Yes, he's a dangerous man. And to hurt people who follow him, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now watch what he does. He will always ask you your age. He will always ask you your status. And at some point, he's going to ask you, was your parents married? Because what he is setting up, right? Now he's feeding raw meat to the people that enjoy it. What he is setting up is that at some point, he's going to say, you don't know, you can't be, or you were never exposed to. And it's going to sound like facts. But because he laid the scenario down and these hurt women and men walk right into his trap, and here's what he does, which is his weapon. If you start making points that make me look bad, the narcissist, I'm going to click your behind out. You're gone. And I'm going to say, you don't come here and tell me what to do. And he's going to hit some stupid sound effect. And then the people who love him, when they come on, they make it sound like it's okay. And I'm sitting there watching, and my first question is not Kevin Samuels. Why do hurt women keep turning to him? Why do they want it to make sense? But you know why you want it to make sense? Because when you're in pain, you just want it to stop. And when you're in pain, if it sounds right, it's the same way why 75 million people voted for Donald Trump. 75 million people, black, white, Latino, and Asian, voted for a man that is clearly racist. And many just looked past the negativity that they saw in him, the narcissism, because for whatever reason, they wanted what he was selling. That shit scared people. That half of the eligible voters, 81 million voted for Joe Biden. 75 million voted for Trump. That should scare folks. I'm not a fan of the left or the right, but 75 million people thought this man should return as leader of the country. First of all, the fact that people voted for him scared me. That just proves what I'm saying, that there's some people out here who so hurt they don't care. And then there are people who are making so much money off of the pain, they don't want that gravy train to stop. Bible talks about that too. So I don't know who's watching this today. And I want you to understand is that be mindful of who you turn to for help. Be mindful of what you're feeding your mind and your soul. Be mindful of what you're listening to. Be mindful of who you're listening to. Be mindful of the conversations that you're having and the circles of which you're having them. People are always ear hustling. Be mindful of how you mindlessly surf. And I don't know if you like me. Here's the thing. I have to make sure I mentally commit not to get on Instagram Reels. I don't have Snapchat, and I don't have TikTok. But I have to be very careful that when I get on Instagram Reels or Facebook Stories, or I guess whatever the videos on Facebook, I will look up and I done burnt a whole half an hour to 45 minutes, sometimes a whole hour watching stupid videos. thinking to myself, what am I doing? Because it's mind numbing. Mind numbing. You can't be in a toxic relationship or be narcissistic and become mind numbing, because you're only going to recreate the very thing that's killing you. And somebody's making money off of that. Pain is always a moneymaker. For some reason, we love tragedies. We love destruction. We love death. And if we can enjoy it from the courtesy of our own home and our own phones, we'll watch it. Why do you think fight videos rank as the highest video, second, I think, behind porn? And porn is never going to go anywhere, because the sexual perverted side of us will never go anywhere. That will always be the leading videos or anything. It just speaks to the carnal, animalistic side of all of us. And there's enough of us that embrace it that industry is going nowhere. Actually, it's getting worse. And then, of course, that's why children get hurt, because we have a whole sex industry centered around harming children, because they done humped enough animals and trees and each other that now we're harming children on a regular basis. Because now we have whole platforms that allow millions of viewers from other places to watch children hurt. Please understand where this goes. And the rabbit hole is deep. So there's money to be made. So I want to challenge you with this before I get off, right? I want you to ask yourself, if you have been in or you are in a toxic relationship, this is the first question. If you have been in or you are in a toxic relationship, I want you to put it in the chat. Why? Why? Why were you in the toxic relationship? Why are you in a toxic relationship? Put it in the chat right now. Here's the second question. If you are a narcissist or you know a narcissist, what is it that you believe they're getting out of social media? Male or female? If they're a narcissist, what do you think they're getting out of social media that you can clearly see? And the reason why I say that is because to help somebody, we have to be able to identify what the problem is. For me to help you, I have to identify what's wrong. So the first question is, if you were or are in a toxic relationship, why? And if you know somebody that's a narcissist, somebody who's so into themselves to a point that it becomes dangerous, what do you think they're getting out of social media? Give me your thoughts. And the reason why I ask you is it's going to help me as I go forward with other individuals. All right. So I'm going to get ready to go. I want to say thank you. Sorry that I went over 15 minutes today, but I felt it was necessary. I want to say thank you to Andrew Paul for popping in today, Nissa, Tiffany, Joseph, Tobia, and Eve. How we doing, guys? I thought I saw Tiffany. I know I saw Tiffany Green in the house. Shout out to Tiffany Green, who's going hard. Tiffany Green Hood. I'm sorry, Mrs. Hood. I apologize. And Mr. Hood. How we doing, sir? Let's see who else we had here. We had, let's see. I know, keep pressing forward. My man Jay was here. Pamela was here. I see Tasha Rodriguez was here. So I just want to say to all of you that have stopped in, and if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it in quickly to take a look. But to all of you that have stopped in, thank you. I'll be on tomorrow at 9:30. I actually have the bowl tonight, late for a tournament tonight. But this is what I do. So again, I am here. If you think you're ready for counseling, stop trying to figure out, if you can afford it. Let's talk. They're getting an audience and following. Oh, yeah. There you go. Come on, Nissa. Talk to me. I want to know why are narcissists on here? Y'all know. Share it with me. And again, you should have liked this video by now. Share this. Somebody on your page needs to hear this. Share it on your page right now so they can know who I am. I can't do it without you. And tag 3 people that you know needed to hear this message today. 3 people. And tell them why. Yo, check this dude out. And this is what I do. I don't do a ton of online promotion. I don't. I'm trying to work and trying to create. But I'm here. If you send somebody to me, I got them. Don't worry about the price. The money is about the cost of the see me twice a month is about the cost of a couple of dinners. Shout out to Jose. Thank you, Jose. My man Jose shares my videos every time. I appreciate you, my dude. Kids be the reason for staying in toxic relationships. Thank you, Quad. My man Kwai, I had him in high school. That's my dude right there. Talking about a ladies' man. That's my dude right there. He had the girls buzzing in high school. I'm not mad at him. What up, Kwai? That's what I'm talking about. But that might be a reason why people do, Kwai. That's a good point. Some people stay for the children, and it makes it worse. But I appreciate that point. Again, here's the questions before I jump off. Question number 1 is, if you were or are in a toxic relationship, why? And if you know a narcissist, what are they getting out of social media? Why are they on here? Why are they on social media? And your responses, I'll come back. I can see some of them now because Nissa says they are. Thank you for the comment, Andrew. Nissa said they're getting an audience and following and a following form other toxic people and praise. But yes, and that is very true. And they create a large following, so all of a sudden it becomes like a cult. Great point, Nissa. And Quabil says kids be the reason for staying in toxic relationships. That is true as well. Some people will stay in something that they know is dangerous to their health, their mental health, physical health, emotional health, all of that, just because of the children, and then don't realize that they are damaging the children that they have in that environment. 2 great points. And I will definitely come back to look at the rest. But again, make sure that you like this. Make sure that you share this. Somebody on your page needs to know who Keith K.L. Belvin is. And there's my other phone in the office. Okay. I'm not answering. I'm not worried about it. So here's the thing. I am Keith K.L. Belvin, crisis specialist, award-winning author, educator, and tomorrow night, 8:30 on Zoom, I will post a link on my page. Also in the group, Unapologetically Keith, where we have a weekly conversations. But tomorrow night, 8:30, I will have the cover reveal of the 2nd edition of my award-winning book, From Gigolo to Jesus. You will get to see the new cover. The book is dropping in 2022. I will give the exact date, but you will be able to start pre-ordering the book in the late fall, early winter time, because I want to make sure I have everything ready to go when I have the official launch in 2022, but I will have everything in place for you guys. But the cover that I will be using from now on will be dropped on 8:30 tomorrow, which is my 14th wedding anniversary, 21 years together, and trust me, they have not all been pretty. I had to do a lot of growing up and I had to do a lot of changes. So I know what being a narcissist is, and I know what being in a toxic relationship is. I was that person. That's what allows me to help people. I own mine. And because of the work that I know I had to do to change, I know when somebody is BSing me about the work they're doing. Because the work to quiet that narcissist and the work to be able to identify and then fix a toxic relationship is tough. But that's why I'm here. I'm here for all that smoke. So I say all the time, bring me your pain. Bring it to me. Bring me your pain. And why? Because I believe if you and I sit down and work, we can fix this. I'm Keith. I'm out. Come on, Leela, sing me out of here. Don't make it complicated. Come on. What you gonna do? Love her singing, by the way. I know this don't get flagged, but I'm just digging this song. Come on, darling. Ooh, check that out.